Farrell on it again. Deep one around the back. Quinn there's the Frenchman goal. It's Andrew Quinn. The underdogs bare their teeth and show their fight in this cup final. Drogheda United strike first.
Welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, a Drogheda United fans podcast, proudly sponsored by the Coffee Box.
Hello and welcome to the We Are the Drogs podcast, episode number 15. And I'm joined again by Owen and Richie. How are we, gentlemen?
Yeah.
All good.
All good. Enjoying that lovely day.
Yeah, brilliant, isn't it?
Gorgeous.
Yeah, hopefully it keeps up for the weekend at least.
Apparently it's meant to get warmer. It's meant to be up to now 30 degrees at one point, somebody told me.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a serious scorcher for us.
It is, yeah. But you know what, lads? We could do with a good 3 months of it, though, couldn't we?
Yeah, I know. This one day every now and then doesn't cut the mustard.
Yeah, you're getting the barbecue out on the table and chairs, and then you're putting them away the next day.
Piss and rain on Wednesday.
And blowing all around the garden.
Good old Ireland. Fuck me. What can we do?
We enjoy it when we can.
Yeah, absolutely. So, football matters, lads. My God. Usual kind of carry on Friday night in the Louth Derby. Proper game of two halves, lads.
It really was, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it really was. Definition of the game of two halves.
Yeah, totally. When are we going to put a full 90 minutes together, boys?
Friday.
This Friday coming?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll hold you to that.
Yeah. But you know what, lads? Just even after last Friday, it is the biggest derby in the country now, isn't it?
Numbers-wise, obviously not, but just for rivalry and atmosphere, I suppose. I've never been to a Bows and Rovers game, but I can't imagine there's as much nastiness as there is in this one.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I've been to a couple. There's one where we were in the first division. I think we were starting a week later.
Yeah.
And I went to Dalymount. I think Bows won 3-1. Shows you how long ago it was. Like you could actually get a ticket easy enough. It was great atmosphere and all that, but I think our derby's a bit more venomous.
Yeah, exactly what I was going to say, Owen. Yeah, it is. There's a lot more hatred with us and them.
Yeah.
Big time, yeah. No, you're right, Greg. So obviously, numbers-wise, definitely not. Like, fans-wise. Oh, my God, you could just feel hate in the air all night.
I know, and I think we've spoken about this before, but like it's a derby that means like it's a lot of off the pitch stuff as well. It's just that rivalry between two towns in the same county that absolutely can't fucking stand each other, and there's a lot of like behind the scenes stuff. Well, there is with me. I don't know about other people, but Dundalk, I can't stand Dundalk for various reasons, even if it's off the football pitch, because of like county council and loads of other absolute mad stuff. They can't stand us. Their hospital was closed down, and we still have a hospital that they all have to come down to and be born in. And it's very close. A very close derby as well, because a lot of people would walk in Dundalk, and there's family ties there between, I think, people in Drogheda and Dundalk. I mean, half my brother's family lives there and all that. But so the rivalry is it's a deep rivalry. I don't sometimes get the whole Bows and Rovers thing. They hate each other so much. I don't understand why. I mean, it's purely football related. Like, I mean, it's the whole north side and south side thing as well. But I don't get that. I don't experience it, and I don't know how much hatred there is there. But there's definitely between Drogheda and Crabtown, there's a massive, massive sort of animosity there between the two towns, not just football-wise.
Yeah. And you know what? And it's even like it's bad for me now, because a lot of me slagging over it, and the boys be slagging me. Like, I think I do need counselling sometimes.
Oh yeah.
It's like I can't even look at that badge.
Yeah.
I just want to get sick of my mouth. Like, I hate everything about it. It's unbelievable. It's so bad. Even coming out of the game the other night, like, we were happy with 1-1, like, but I still hate them cunts. Hate them. Hate everything.
Yeah, I remember when I lived in Canada for a couple of years, and one morning going to work, I hopped on the subway, sat down, and the fella wearing a Dundalk jacket right across from me, I was like, I can't get away from these cunts. Like,
Yeah. The other side of the world.
yeah,
No, I probably was telling you at the time, but we had a tiler in doing a job in the house here, and lo and behold, the minute he opened his mouth, I went, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" And I was giving out to the missus of why the fuck are we hiring tilers from fucking Craptown, and I don't know where the fuck he was from. Right price tiles put him on to me. I don't know. She's not interested in that, you know. But the minute he opened his mouth, I knew he's from fucking Dundalk. And then he started winding me up and getting on me wick, and I thought, right, fuck this, I'm getting out of the house. But yeah, it's a bit irrational at times, and sometimes I'd have to take a look at myself. Like it's not good.
No, not good for your health.
No, it's not. No. So I used to play in a band years ago, and your man will remain nameless because he was a twat as well, but he was from Dundalk, and we did a gig in the spirit store, and I hung around that night and stayed over, went for a few pints and all that. But sure, every pub he brought me into, the minute I opened my mouth, oh fucking draw that a stick I got. I thought I was going to get a fucking slap off somebody in the pub. Like, they were just, fucking terrible people, like, cat.
Yeah. And like, I suppose it is like, they are probably the two biggest towns in the country as well, aren't they? In the smallest county.
yeah.
No, so we're so close to them, and
Yeah, I know.
it's bad. It's
There's loads of crossover there, isn't there, between the two towns?
yeah. But you know what? Thank God now Friday night now went off without. Well, look, I didn't have any trouble. I definitely don't want to see trouble. I don't mind the slagging and the banter and hating each other. That's fine. But I didn't have any trouble, so which was good.
We did hear about one bit, didn't we, all?
Yeah.
If somebody we all know who will remain nameless, who listens to the podcast, I think was walking up the Wimmel Road or whatever, and there was a load of Dundalk supporters doing the whole sort of Green Street, bouncing around on the tippy toes looking for a scrap. And this one particular person who shall remain nameless said he just fucking gave one of them the finger. I just went, come on, you fucking dickheads. You know, he wasn't letting them away with the bravado thing. And your man kind of sort of comes bouncing across the road, and he was snapped up by the cops straight away. So the cops were on it, like they weren't having anything. There was no way you were getting in the scrap the other night.
No. There was a very heavy police presence, wasn't there?
Oh my God! Did you see them stood on the pitch in front of the Dundalk fans at the end?
Yeah, as soon as the
About
whistle
20
went.
of them.
I think the new superintendent was sort of using it as a public order training exercise.
Yeah, that was the rumour before the game, wasn't it?
Which means we didn't have to pay for it. So, because normally you have to pay for any extra guards.
Right.
So, saved a few quid there.
Right, yeah. The copper that was in charge here is gone now, isn't he? Waters.
Yeah, Andrew Waters retired, yeah, so
He goes to watch
somebody
the
fell
game.
in.
He was probably there the other night watching the game just as a civilian.
Yeah, I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah, apparently so.
But even there on the cross lanes before the match, like the cops coming down on the horses.
Yeah.
You know, like the last time I seen that throughout the game, I think we played Linfield, the Atlantic Cup.
Oh, Jesus. I do remember there was a good police presence against Bowes after that. That was not that long ago, maybe 10, 12 years ago. There was a match against Bowes that was really heavily policed because it was murders in the previous home game. Bowes, a lot of people came out of the graveyard and ambushed a load of Bowes heads, and there was war on the street on the Wimmel Road. I do remember
Yeah, I remember that one.
Yeah. And a friend of ours who has since passed on, was stood chatting to me, yak, and he just goes, hey, I'll be back in a second. And he walked out and he absolutely floored this sort of Bowes hooligan that was looking for trying to start trouble outside Walsh's, just over and laid him out with a punch and just came back and just continued the conversation. Anyway, where was I? I was like, what the fuck am I after witnessing? It was mental. God rest him. I won't mention his name. I won't sour the man's name, but yeah, he dealt with it anyway. A man was diving around the road looking for a scrap off somebody, and he just went, "Yeah, hang on, I'll be back in a sec." Walked over, smack. I just walked back, and even the cops never went anywhere near him. It was fucking crazy. What is it about football, lads? It just brings that out of people. Like,
I don't know, you see all sorts of stupid shit. Like, even I was in the 1990 bar before the game, and some lad just decided to start throwing his kind of pint glasses onto the road because the Dundalk fans are walking by, like.
I know,
But
I
they're
was there.
plastic pint glasses. They wouldn't do any damage, it's just fucking stupid, like.
I had to say it to him, mate, there's fucking
Yeah.
loads of people walking up the road, you dick. Stop it, like.
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Fucking EJ, I don't know. Yeah, it brings out the worst. Like, it brings out the worst in us. We just said it there a minute ago. It brings out, irrational fucking hatreds, but it doesn't manifest itself into physically starting on people. Like,
No, definitely not. Like, I mean, even like Friday night, as soon as the final whistle went, we were gone out of there.
same.
They didn't want to be hanging around, didn't want to see anything. Had the kids with us,
Yeah.
No, there's definitely a line to be crossed, and some lads do cross, unfortunately.
Yeah, and it's like, I suppose at our age, and I say our age, I know there's a bit of a difference in age between me and Boger and you and Boger. I suppose you're closer to my age and you are his, but you just don't be fucking want to be getting into any scuffles. I love the banter, and you know what I mean, throwing the finger and fuck off and the whole lot, and get a lot of stick is great, but no way I'm getting into a scrap over football.
Not a chance. Not a
No.
chance.
Too long in the tooth.
Yeah, without doubt.
Yeah. Right, look, I suppose we have to talk about the actual first half before we talk about the positives. I mean, I actually thought it was an okay, and when I say an okay start, I mean the first few minutes we were okay.
Yeah.
Up until the goal, I thought, yeah, we were all right. Like,
Go
up
on,
until the goal, we were all right, and then
Yes.
just sort of dipped.
Yeah. I think the goal was on the 18th minute or something like that. So I thought we were actually all right for the first 15. And as you said, up until they scored, we were okay. We created a couple of bits here and there, and we didn't really, there's no shots on target or anything like that. But we weren't as bad as everybody made out. First half, we were shy. I mean, the first half of the first half, we were okay. And they weren't great either. I mean, it was fairly scrappy.
Yeah, that was a typical draw the Dundalk game, wasn't it, to start off with? Like, and saying that, I think the ball must have been up in the air for about first 5 minutes of that game.
It was.
Yeah, it was, yeah.
But now, I was impressed with how we started, not football-wise, but being actually up for the game. We were well up for it.
Yeah.
Every one of them, which was good to see. You can't just do that after 10 minutes or 15 minutes. Like, you have to do that forward goal, which was good, and we were. But, I didn't think they were shit. They weren't brilliant, but they weren't shit either.
Yeah. The goal, lads, get to that. I mean, it was just a kind of a throw from the halfway line. I was watching it again earlier, and there seemed to be sort of a mix-up between Ryan Brennan and Farrell. I don't, like, they were kind of asleep a little bit. And Dervin just kind of gets his foot in the ball and just sort of toe pokes it in towards your man Ruby, but I'm not sure it was a pass, to be honest. I don't think it was a pass. It just seemed to be, right, just get your foot in the ball and poke it up top and see what happens. But Quinn's just the wrong side of him and just cannot recover. And don't get me wrong, really, really strong with your man Ruby, and he done it well, and he took his goal really, really well, but it was absolutely dreadful.
Yeah, and there was a lot of luck about it, because there's no way he played that pass to him. He was trying to play it to somebody else, and it sort of bypassed, I think, Leo Boney as well. And that cock went off guard, I think.
Yeah, well, what happened there, Richie, if you watch it again, right, it's fucking Leo Boney and Darryl Horgan are in a bit of a tussle, and Boney seems to pull Horgan down. So the two of them are on the ground, and the ball just kind of drifts by Boney then, because obviously he's on the ground, he can't get near it, and Quinn, I think, was expecting Boney to react, and then the two of them end up on the deck, and the ball just goes the right side for a Ruby, and there's no way Quinn can recover to get, and if he touches him, he's going down. So yeah, it was fucking awful. It was an awful goal to give away. He took it well and all that, as I said, but I mean, defensively, it was. I don't know if it was an element of luck in it as well, but I'm not gonna say that, because I just didn't think defensively we were great for it.
Yeah, I think it kind of happened though in football. It can happen that quick,
Yeah.
It'd be different if your man threaded the ball through and it was a hell of a ball, and he didn't, as you said, he toe poked it. He was just trying to get rid of the bloody thing.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah, Derby's not good enough to pass the ball properly.
no, yeah.
Oh,
No,
he's a shithead, isn't he?
oh, he's one of them heads on him. You want to punch. He's a horrible footballer.
Yeah, he's one of them though, isn't he? Like, if he's playing for you, you'd probably love to have him because he just throws himself around and gets yellow cards, and he's a little scumbag, like, but he does the job.
Yeah, but yeah, and you know what? I actually missed the goal for some reason. I don't know. I was looking around or looking down, and all of a sudden I seen your man through a Ruby just slotting it home. Like, how the fuck did that happen? It happened that quick.
Yeah, it sort of came out of nowhere, really. Your man Ruby causes a lot of problems throughout the game, but I think Dundalk's they're a bit one-dimensional. Their tactics just lump it up to him and he'll win it and flick it on or whatever. And it worked well enough in the first half, but kind of got grips with the second half.
Yeah, but like, again, not going to be singing their praises by any stretch of the imagination, but it's a dimension that we lack, and we've been talking about trying, to bring in that kind of player, and he is that kind of player. That the ball will stick to him, and he'll bring other players into the game, and he's a number 9, like he's a proper sort of fucking. He's kind of, there's an old school element about him. He holds on to the ball and he's a menace. Like he puts players under pressure.
He does, yeah. But I mean, just their luck this season as well. Good, he kind of cleans out. I think Connor would have handled him really well.
You think?
Yeah, he would have a bit. Just a little bit more physical than the other two lads, I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Just that physical side of it. Now, look, I'm not saying he wouldn't have scored. I mean, that's not what I'm saying. But I just think physical side of it, I think, yeah, as Owen said, he'd be more physical than the other two. But look, looking back at it, I don't think they're that good. I think they're on a bit of a crest of a wave at the moment. The confidence is still high. They had a great start. I mean, they played well in Division 1 last year. It happened to Galway and Waterford when they first come up as well. They were flying.
Yeah.
I do think though, if a Ruby ever gets an injury and is out for a while, then they'll struggle big time, I think.
Yeah, because they don't have any other option, don't they now?
No, nowhere near as good enough as him anyway.
No. But yeah, look, as I said, I wouldn't be that impressed with them. I wouldn't be over impressed with them. Like be nothing to fear of them.
No.
But look, it is a match as well, and I think all form was out the window. It doesn't really matter who's playing well or who's not playing well.
Yeah, I was a bit concerned with our back, wherever the back four was going to be. So Keeley was out, Bulger was out, and Quinn was doubtful. Barney, I think he's a decent defender, but he hasn't played much lately. So, but they certainly dealt with things all right for the whole game.
Yeah, and plus as well, like a lot of people seem to forget as well, we played Monday night as well, where they didn't.
Yeah, that was a big thing as well. Yeah, 3 games in a week.
Yeah, it does play its part.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
You could certainly see that by the end of the game. I turned around to you, Owen, and I said, we look knackered because there was a lot of lads sort of puffing and blowing and, hands on the knees and all that in the last kind of 10 minutes. You could see it in a few players, definitely.
Yeah. And plus as well, that Monday game in Waterford, bloody, obviously with the weather, the pitch was heavy and...
Yeah.
It does take its toll.
Oh, it does. Yeah, look, there was a couple of other. They had other opportunities. I mean, they hit the bar, and then I think Hogan had an opportunity from the edge of the area, and your man Owen Kenny seemed to be a bit of a target for them at times, kind of up against Conor Kane. Like they were playing that kind of long sort of diagonal ball down towards him quite a lot, and he seemed to be getting the better of Kane.
Yeah, he was a bit of a threat, wasn't he?
Yeah, he seems to have got a bit sort of taller and a bit more beefier since we would have seen him in the Premier Division a few years ago. He came across like a bit of a kid. but he definitely seems to have upped it a little bit, and he was definitely putting them under pressure down in that side of the pitch. Like, but they were, as you said, there was quite a bit of lumping balls in. Like, they weren't playing it through the middle of us.
Yeah. No, they definitely weren't playing around us, but he's actually quite strong in the air, but I thought his final product was very poor. He didn't really sort of play that good cross in or that pass in that was going to do us any damage to us, you know that way.
Yeah, I suppose we were probably lucky on the night that his final ball wasn't great.
Yeah. I thought Kane did all right with him. It was a good battle between the two of them.
Mm.
You know, I thought Kane did all right.
No, he did. I'm just saying. I do remember there was on a couple of occasions the ball sort of came in high, and he has a good few inches on Kane, and he did win the ball. But I know obviously Connor he's one of them players. He's tenacious. He's gonna try and make life hard for him. Like, and he did. He did all right. But the other fucking absolute disaster the other night was Warren Davis going off, lads. That's the last thing we needed was another injury.
Yeah. We're just having no luck whatsoever.
Yeah, hopefully he's not out for too long. I haven't heard anything about how serious it is or not, but it looked like it was possibly a groin or a hamstring or something.
Oh, Jesus. Don't say hamstring. That's a nightmare.
Yeah, I haven't had anything yet either.
No. I suppose the only positive there is we've one more game and then we've the break, so we would be looking to bring back a lot of the sort of walking dead. I think we'd 5 or 6, Dara said at the end of the night in the interview, we'd 5 or 6 out injured. Like, we're really not having any luck here, are we?
No. And how long is the break for?
2 weeks, pretty much.
3 weeks,
is it?
Yeah.
Right. It's probably
So we're playing, obviously playing Friday. We're not playing on the 5th, and then we're playing on the 12th.
Right. Okay. And who's the next game back after that one?
That's away.
That's away. Lovely.
Handy one.
The nice, easy one, yeah.
Yeah.
So, yeah, lads, am I right in saying we brought on Cruz? I was saying that to you, Owen. I think no matter who goes off injured, he'll end up bringing Cruz on.
Yeah, you did say that, yeah.
Yeah, and then lo and behold,
Man of the match, Cruz.
Man of the match. Like, he was absolutely fucking brilliant. I think we need to find a way of fitting him into this side.
I'm not going to go there again, but I did call it.
You did, in fairness, yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, he brought a bit of energy. Look, we were probably, after we conceded in the first half, we were a little bit on the bit sort of flat. And nothing was happening, and we were a bit disjointed. But then whenever Dara said to him, it's at half time, done the job, but Cruz was brilliant.
He was.
Right, lads, just like formation wise, Cruz came on, and where did he go on the pitch? What way did he change it up?
We went to a back three. He put a Badgie, Quinn, and Leo Boney.
Yeah.
The back three, and with Cruz and Kane as the two fullbacks.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I wouldn't have called that one out. I know I really slagged on that with the Cruz let win, but like I wouldn't have called putting a Badgie in as centre half. I wouldn't have called that. I wouldn't have seen that one.
He played there in a friendly, I think, in pre-season, and he played there Monday night as well. He slotted in.
Yeah, he was good, wasn't he, Owen?
He was, yeah, to be fair to him.
Yeah. So like that's another option. So it is. Like, I actually think Abaji's been our best player the last 2 or 3 games.
I thought he was very good. There was one real obvious one the other night, and he sort of let the ball go over his head. I don't know whether you remember that, but I think we all shit the pants. We thought, oh no, because he was kind of looking at it, and it was coming, and he didn't kind of challenge for the ball. I'm not sure whoever was behind him, maybe he got a shout or whatever, but the ball seemed to go over his head, and he let the ball kind of bounce, and you're like, oh Jesus, don't do that, because he did seem like he had an opportunity to just get up and get the head on it, and he didn't do it. But he didn't do it again after that, because there was a bit of bit of a roaring match on the pitch, and him pointing here and pointing there, and the lads were giving him shit for it. But he settled down after that, and he didn't do it again. Like, he played very, very well. He's very assured.
Yeah, no, he is coming into his own. But, just on Cruz, like, I mean, I just think Cruz he just brings bags of energy, doesn't he? He's so, he doesn't wait for any ball. He attacks every ball, even if he doesn't have the right to get it. He goes for it.
Yeah, and he linked up really well with Kavanagh.
Yeah.
And Doyle as well. And also, like, one-touch pass and stuff. I just had a quick look over the highlights again. And just some nice little link-up play and stuff. It's good to see.
Yeah, and he's brilliant on set plays as well. Like, you could nearly have him on free kicks or like not direct free kicks or whatever, but just putting that ball into the box with his left foot, you know.
Yeah, that's a good point, Richie. I think we need to start varying it up. Like Kavanagh, sometimes it's just, I don't know. Sometimes they're good, sometimes they're bad, and I think sometimes it is good to have an option. So if Cruz is on the pitch, fucking give him a go, like, you know what I mean? He's going to do something different with it.
He does. He puts a lot of pace on it as well, you know.
Yeah.
But no, I like him now. I do like Cruz, but as you said, then it's trying to fit him in, isn't it? Like,
trying to fit him into the system.
Yeah, when you've Keeley back and Bulger back, and look, we said Badgley is playing well, and you know, but he's a great lad to have to coming off the bench.
Well, you know what was good the other night as well, and I know it's something that we've spoken about a lot, but you know, in-game management, just look, saying, right, lads, this isn't working. Let's change this, and I know there was a bit of sort of we were forced into making that sub, but like, you know, Warren going off and then Cruz coming on and going to 5 at the back, because we could see that the 4 at the back just wasn't doing the job. We needed to do something, and I love to see that, because for a while there with Kevin, you're just thinking he's not going to change this, you know, especially in game. I know we have done it in the past. I'm not saying we've never done it. We have, but I was just delighted to see, right, the change is made now, and it made all the difference. Like,
it did, yeah. We sort of got a little bit more steady, didn't we, in the second half, didn't we? Like when we went to the 5.
Yeah, we didn't look as, you know, that kind of fear that you've been getting over the last while as well. Every time does an attack, your kind of heart's in your mouth thinking, oh no, these are going to get something from this. I didn't feel like that much in the second half.
Yeah. And I suppose the game is gone like that, isn't it? It's no longer just your 4-4-2. It's like it could change 2 or 3 times within a match.
Yeah.
So yeah, look, you have to just, each game's different, isn't it? You take it on its own merit.
Yeah, look, and again, something that we've spoken about a lot for a long time. A lot of these lads that are not getting regular starts, and they seem to be sitting on the bench. But it's great to see the likes of Kieran Cruz, who hasn't let his head drop. Like, I mean, he's at the club 2 years now, and you know, he's never been a regular starter. Like, but it's great to see him coming on and really making that kind of an impact, and very, very positive in his interview afterwards. And you know, it's a squad game. You're going to need, you know, 20 odd players to get any kind of success on the pitch. And especially when you're down to the bare bones injury wise and all that, like you need these lads, you know, not to have the hump because they're not starting games, but just to come on and make a case for themselves. Look, here's what I can do. You need to start me, you know, you need to get me into this team.
Oh yeah, definitely. It's a
Really?
long old season, isn't it?
Yeah, big time. It's still a lot. We're halfway through now on Friday, aren't we? 18 games.
Halfway through already, I think, yeah.
Are we 18 games? Oh yeah, it was 18 games the other night. Yeah. It was the amnesty, wasn't it? I was saying that for the yellow cards, so they're all squashed now.
Yeah. But even like I know it's saying it's a squad game, but like when he played Cruz, like in that front 3 with Rovers, like to me that didn't work.
No.
You know, he is a good player, as we were speaking about, but he has to play in his right position to get the best out of him. You know, he's a bit lost towards now, in my opinion, against Rovers.
I think they all will.
Yeah, fairness to it, yeah. But oh, look, it is. It's and you know what? It's great. It's great competition, isn't it?
Yeah, no, absolutely. Well, look, just the positives. Getting back into the game, really good opportunity. Great set piece delivery from Kavanagh on that occasion. Just put the ball on Boney's head, and he just absolutely buried it. Like, it's a great goal.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, not much else to say on that really. It's just good delivery, good header.
Shit defending, but we'll take it.
Yeah. Not our problem.
That's none of our business. Yeah, I know you don't give a fuck. Like, but he just rose up, whack, and he had an opportunity to do it again. 10 or 15 minutes later, that has to be considered a miss, because it was more or less, I know he was a bit further out towards the post, but I mean, another free header. He really could have got two.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely,
definitely.
yeah. There's a real chance, that one.
But there was just even on the goal, there was a great failure from behind the nets. I don't know, did you see it?
Yeah, seen it. Yeah,
Class, wasn't there? And all you could hear was the call, like, clear it, like, and
yeah.
no, the North player went near it, and like, it was nearly a free header for him.
Yeah, brilliant.
No,
Yeah,
it was a good goal. Like, as you said, like, it was a good delivery by Kavanagh.
great delivery.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
like, once you put it in there with a bit of pace and that, all you basically do is just get your head on it.
Absolutely, Richie. It was fucking top class delivery. That's what we want every single time. That kind of ball at that height, at that pace. They're difficult to defend. You know yourself. And we've Keeley on the pitch, and now Boney, and even anyone else with a bit of height that can
Oh,
get
yeah.
up and just lather that ball into the back of the net. There's no saving them.
No, definitely not. No, it was a good goal. So it was.
It's again, it's you want that consistency from the deliveries. They're not always that good. They're not always at that level. We want them doing that all the time.
Yeah, sometimes I find him, he nearly floats it in, doesn't he? And
Not enough pace on the ball.
yeah, it's a terrible ball to try and go ahead.
It just goes up in the air, doesn't it? Then boink.
Yeah, like, as I said, put that in, just a bit of pace on it.
Mm,
And it does cause panic then in the box when it's coming in at that pace.
absolutely. The other real sort of golden opportunity we alluded to it a few minutes ago there, that was actually started by Kieran Cruz, and there was this lovely sort of one-touch football, and then Cruz goes on this absolutely class little sort of mazy run, and sort of gets the ball into the box, and then you've got Alua and Mark Doyle kind of, I don't know, it's hard to see exactly what happened, but none of them can just get their foot on the ball to poke it over the line, but that was a serious opportunity as well.
Yeah, and it was a brilliant move, wasn't it?
Brilliant.
Yeah. And it just goes to show that we are capable of that as well.
Yeah, look, we know that. We've seen them do it loads of times.
Yeah.
Just don't do it enough.
No, definitely not. But yeah, no, look, it was one of them, you were just waiting for the ball just to hit the net, weren't you?
Yeah, I think it was Doyle just stuck the foot and he got a slight touch on it, but he was sort of falling backwards and it just didn't fall to him.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And Lou was sort of standing to his left. Actually, if Doyle hadn't got a touch, it might have fell to Lou, but look, we'll never know now.
Fuck, yeah, man. Oh. Yeah, it's just, again, look, it's one of them. I know, even talking to people in the pub the other night after the game, about just how we play and how we are playing and all that. It's frustrating, because we know that there is good footballers in that side, and when we get the ball down and actually try and pass it around the opposition, that we're capable of doing it. But there was instances again the other night where it's just hoof that ball up that pitch as far as you can do it, and put it out play, and it's like a fucking game of rugby at times. It's like kick it into touch and just get it up the pitch, and then try and win the head, try and win the ball from the opposition's throw, and it is frustrating to watch. I can't deny that, because I just know that there's a lot more football in these lads than they're actually giving us.
Yeah, well, I tell you now, I counted from, what was it, the 28th minute of the first half to the 45th minute. I counted now. I was just a bit frustrated when I watching it, but we kicked the ball back to them 15 times. in that space of time. Literally just give the ball straight back to them.
in the first half.
Yeah, and it does in that spell for the 28th minute, because I remember looking at the clock and I said, I'm going to count how many times we actually give them the ball back till half time. And it was about 15 or 16 times. Basically, we had possession and just kicked it back. You know, it is frustrating when they do that.
I don't understand it.
It's a tough. I don't know if it's just down to where the lads, they were under a bit of pressure after conceding the goal. Like, Dundalk nearly got a second, where they just kind of panicking a bit. Could be something like that.
Yeah, now, like, I don't mind that, and like, right, it's not pretty to watch. Of course, it's not. But I don't think our front three can deal with that. I don't think they're the type of player that's going to.
No, physically they're not. No,
they're not, and they're never going to be that type of player. If you'd have good, like your man Ruby from Dundalk, he actually held the ball up really well for them, and you bring other players into it, or you're winning a throw, or you're winning a free kick. But it just keeps coming back on top of us when we do that.
Yeah, look, Owen, I mean, you raise a point there, and you're saying, oh, they look like they're under an awful lot of pressure, and they're in panic mode. I feel over the last while, nearly for every minute of every game, we look like we're under a lot of pressure and we're in panic mode. That seems to be the sort of mode that we're in for a lot of football matches these days. We're not settled. We're not getting the ball down on the deck and trying to play ball until we're under a load of pressure and we go one down. And you know what I mean? Why are we approaching games like this? I mean, as we said, we started all right the other night, and I mean all right. I don't mean we weren't great. You're at home in front of a big crowd, live on the telly in a Louth Derby against our local rivals, and you're just, I don't know. We seem to. There's a bit of there's always a bit of a nervousness in the air, and I understand that it's a local derby and all that, but Dundalk didn't seem that nervous. They seemed to settle way earlier than we did, and they're just getting the ball down, and that seems to be us all season. Like we haven't played a full 90 minutes, and you can tell me, well, we beat Waterford a 2-0 at home there a while ago. But even that game, if you look back on that game, like for the first 10-15 minutes, we scored 2 goals, and then we just invited pressure on. We just love inviting pressure on, and I don't understand it. Why are we doing this?
Yeah, it is so hard to put your finger on it, you know. And even just talking about that move for the Doyle chance, like, it shows that we can do it. We are capable of doing it.
Big time.
Yeah, I don't think there was much of that in the second half.
No.
Panicking.
Yeah, maybe.
It was in the first half, alright, but not second half.
There was a bit of it on. We still did give the ball back to them a good few times in the second half, but that's my point as well, though. Like, we need to get a consistent 90-minute performance out of this team, because I can't remember one all season.
No, well, I tell you what is a big thing. Ethan O'Brien coming on the other night.
Yes, great to see him back on the pitch.
Great to see him back, yeah.
He actually might be the man now to get getting that ball back in the ground. But I don't think he can do it on his own. It's like, I mean, I still think we need 1 or 2 more in there around, like, with him.
Kavanagh, that's what he's there for as well.
Yeah, I find with Kavanagh, he's doing a lot of hard work. He's doing a lot of off the ball work. He's nearly back in our box, kicking the ball out of play, like.
Yeah, he is probably trying a bit too hard.
Yeah, and that's not what we need from him. We need him floating around that number 10 role. When the ball breaks, there he is in a bit of space, setting up play, not booting the ball out of our box and having to chase it.
Yeah, because he's a dangerous player up the pitch. We don't want him back there.
No.
We've enough lads that can fucking boot the ball up the pitch on their own. They don't need him coming back to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but see then, if he does that and stays further up, people will give out saying that he's not covering back.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't win.
Yeah.
You have Ryan Brennan and Shane Farrell. Like, Ryan's box to box. He's just all over the fucking pitch at times. Sometimes he's manic. Like, he's Tasmanian devil. And Shane Farrell can be a bit like that as well. You're going to think, what's going on here? The boys are just throwing themselves around the place, like, rather than sort of calmly sometimes just getting the ball and getting the head up and going, right, who have I got? Who's looking for this football? But then again, if the ball's going over their head for most of the game, it's landing in places where they don't want it to land, and then they just have to run in and boot the thing and try and get it away from the opposition, no matter how, like, you know what I mean? By any means necessary, like, so it's poor to watch, and it is frustrating. And as you said, we probably need to bring in somebody else that can kind of get in there alongside O'Brien and just retain possession of the football. And I hate using that word because I don't, again, every week we say it 20 times, I don't care how much possession of the ball we have. Because, I mean, I think the possession stats the other night were fairly even Stevens. It was 52 to 48 or something like that, But, we have to change it because we seem to be coming from behind is something that we've been doing a lot. Playing really well in the first half and playing shite in the second half, or vice versa. But we need to try and and I know it probably sounds ridiculous to someone to listen to this going, yeah, fucking Captain Obvious, but there's definitely, we're affecting games at half time. There's something being said at half time, and then there's a change made, and we're a much better team in the second half, for instance, the other night. But that to me that's the manager's job to go, right, well, why were we so much better in the second half? Let's fucking start like that.
Yeah. But
you know what I mean?
I'm sure Doherty and Darragh Doyle are telling the players to start the game like that.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah, of course they are. So it's like, and we spoke with this last week. It's players' responsibility now to go and perform in two halves, not just one half.
Big time.
It's up to them. Doherty can't play the match for them.
No.
Playing that, did you see him the other night in the clubhouse?
You could see him behind the window, yeah.
He was kicking every ball for them.
Apparently go on, sorry.
Yeah, no, it's just like, I know you're on about like having the possession, and that doesn't mean like you can let the other team have the ball all you want, but when we get the ball, you have to do something with it then.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah, like, so, right,
it's giving it away.
Yeah, it's giving it away, and it's so hard to get it back. When you do get it, keep it for a couple of minutes.
Yeah.
And I just don't think we're doing that at the minute.
We need to make the opposition work harder. We need to tire them out, because you know how hard it is when you're chasing the game. And we seem to be putting ourselves in a position where we're just constantly chasing the game. Chasing, running around after the ball. Thomas Alua running around like a lunatic, and Warren, because we're not retaining the football, and we're not giving ourselves a chance to just calm things down. And when you watch Rovers, or you watch, some of the really good footballing teams, I mean, they basically slow it down to a full stop at times.
Yeah.
And just pass the ball around a little bit at the back. And I'm not saying, sometimes that's shite to watch and it's boring, and I know Shells do it as well and all that, and they haven't been getting great results from doing it. I'm not saying but there's different ways of playing. For us, it seems to be just this one-dimensional sort of way, and it's really, really negative. It's just this humping the ball up over people's heads, and hoping Alua or Doyle or Warren can run out into the corner and win a ball and scrappily get the ball into the box. And again, Borger, you're going to come at me with the stats now. I know it does work. We have got results from it. And Doyle is up there with one of the leading goal scorers in the league. But I think it has to be multi-dimensional. There has to be other ways of playing. And we know we have the footballers to put their foot on the ball and hold on to the ball and take the pressure off. That's my point.
Yeah, we see glimpses of it. We just want to see more of it, basically.
Yeah, big time. Look, so, I mean, you'd have to admit, I was pretty happy walking out of there the other night, because I know it's one of them where you'd love to be beating Dundalk at home, and at the beginning of the season you would have thought, we should be beating these now at home, but just the way things have gone and league positions, and they come into that game after beating Shamrock Rovers at home. We come into it after losing to a shit Waterford side in Waterford. So you'd have to be at half time. I would have took the hand off you for a 1-1.
Oh, big time. Yeah, big time. You just never want to lose to them.
No.
Yeah, before the game I was a bit worried, especially with the injuries we had, and it was the third game in a week as well. Like, Dundalk would have been a bit fresher, so yeah, draw wasn't not the end of the world.
Yeah, and I think a draw was fair as well, just on the way the game went out.
It was, yeah, it definitely was. But look, I mean, in fairness now, every team will have injuries, but I definitely don't think they have as many as us, do they?
No, not really. I wonder what it's down to. Is it just bad luck, or is it the pitches they train on, or what? I don't know. Like, I'm only using Astro and Rathout, but I think there's grass pitches there as well.
Yeah. I'm not sure what they train on regularly, but it just seems to be every week there's something, isn't there?
Yeah.
You know, we're coming into the bloody Louth Derby and we're missing our captain, and then we're missing probably our next centre half and Bulger missing as well, and then Quinn goes off to Waterford with an injury. I'd say Quinn was a doubt for last Friday, but he'd probably no choice.
He was glued up, apparently. I think it was a busted nose or something like that.
Yeah, he definitely was caught up on Monday anyway,
yeah. So we're just literally having no luck whatsoever, and then Warren going off, and you know, when Aniston's out with the team, like, don't know if he's injured or not. He's always taking part in the warm up. People are saying he's injured, so don't know what's going on there.
How did you feel Tally done the other night?
He was okay.
Yeah, I thought he was grand, yeah. Wouldn't really blame him for the goal much. Kicking was alright. I think his kicking's better than Denison's.
He put off a great save against Owen Penny, didn't he? He spread himself really well.
He did.
You know, so
he made a great punch as well. The ball was played up and the Ruby was looking to get the head on it, and he just came in and punched it away.
Right.
Good bit of goalkeeping. Yeah, I think generally he's been alright since he came in. Like, I know he's conceded like 3 or 4 goals in some games, but generally most of them aren't his fault.
No, definitely not. And you know what? Usually nobody has keeper like I don't be worried about when he's in the team. Like, I'm not worried about him.
No, me either.
Like, I trust him.
Yeah, no, I certainly wouldn't be worried about him. I think overall his kicking leaves a bit to be desired, if you ask me. I mean, he has put the ball into the stands a lot, but Denison was doing that as well for a while. I think that's a problem that we've had for a while with keepers. I don't know.
I don't think Tally does as much as Denison, though.
I'd like to see the stats on that one.
Yeah, I tell you something. When we'd Wogan and nets, his kicking was unreal.
Wogan's kicking.
Yeah, Andrews was brilliant. Andrews was able to ping that ball, and there was no height in it.
Yeah, right.
Very good.
Jetron Barr as well. When he played a few games, his kicking was brilliant.
Yeah.
It's just unfortunate he's actually retired. He had to retire now. He's in illness, chronic fatigue syndrome or something. Right. But his kicking was really good when he played for us.
Fuck, did he have to retire early? I didn't realise that.
Yeah, he announced there a few months ago, yeah. Chronic fatigue syndrome, yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. Young man, like, fuck's sake. That's unfortunate. Yeah, look, I mean, yeah, again, I wouldn't be worried about having Tally in the squad. It's not, you know, the kicking thing is the kicking thing. It's the other stuff that you need him to be up to scratch with, and he is, and he'll get better. I mean, it's, you know, I'm not sure how much football he played before he came here. I know he was in Hong Kong or something, but he was kind of thrown into the team, and he's kind of grasping it. Like, he's doing all right.
Ah, yeah, no, definitely. I have no problems with him.
He had a good game against Bowes. There's a few good saves there.
Yeah, he had a lot of opportunities to prove himself that night.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's one of them. Yeah, right, lads. Look, we'll move on and home to Waterford on Friday, and we owe these one. This is going to be I think there's a bit of a grudge here now after the shit show down there a couple of weeks ago.
Big time.
Yeah, it's probably a good time to play them again. It's still recent, like.
That's right. Yeah.
And they're coming into it on the back of a last minute defeat. Ha ha.
Yeah, good enough for them.
Now you know how it feels.
Yeah, but you know what? It's just a great opportunity to get them 3 points back, isn't it?
It really, really is.
Yeah, yeah, big time. And we don't travel that well, but we wouldn't be a strong team away from home, in my opinion.
I have a vague memory of
Yeah,
them going up to the Brandywell and really putting it up to Derry, but coming out of it with a draw. And I think they were all right against Chelsea the other night, weren't they? I mean, they were beaten in the 94th minute. So,
I'm just looking here. That draw in Derry, I think, is the only draw they've had away from home. All the rest, eight losses.
okay, that's good news.
You know, Owen always has the stats.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
I'm looking at the away table. We're down ninth,
Oh, Jesus.
but that's we've 8 points. Sligo 8 points away. Derry 8 points away. Dundalk 9 points. Galway 9 points. Like so, fucking half the league beside us. Like
Yeah, right.
Owen is Shell's on top of that with something like 17 points, Eddie.
Shells and Bowls, yeah, 17. Shells have played one less game away.
It's mad because like
I
Shell's
think Shells playing tonight.
Yeah, that's right. They're playing Derry, aren't they?
Yeah, so that's their other away game. Yeah.
Yeah, it's mad, alright.
It's the 4 European clubs then, isn't it, tonight? Bows and Rovers and the Derby and Chels and Derry.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right, okay. That should be some interesting games. Couple of call-ups as well from the League of Ireland for the Ireland squad, which is kind of interesting. I think your man Dawson Devine is not going. He's going to stay and play the game tonight and then go on Thursday or whatever it is is it Canada we're playing?
Yeah, he's going to be going to Montreal for that one. Yeah.
Right. Wow. Interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Ireland playing at home on Thursday, so he won't be playing in that game.
That's the Qatar game, isn't it?
Yeah.
So he is going to miss the Ireland game. The Bows game next Friday to go and play for Ireland.
Yeah, looks like it. Yeah.
Right,
But the
okay.
Rovers lads, McGinty and that, are missing the game tonight because they're playing that 17-year-old goalkeeper.
That's right.
Yeah, Noonan. Yeah.
Jesus, man, there's some balls. There's some nerve, haven't they, Rovers? I don't mean that in a bad way, but they've a lot of fucking belief in these young lads to throw him into a derby game like at 17 years of age in goals.
So he was playing Gavin Bazunu at 16.
That's right. Yeah.
So yeah, they own a few young lads. The real mixture of it's old and young. There's not many really in between with Rovers.
Yeah, but you'd have to think though, like, I mean, they're two defeats on the trot. Now they're going in to play the sort of bitter rivals in the third game, and if they lose this, that's 3 on the trot. I can't remember Rovers losing 3 games in the trot for years.
Yeah, geez, I can't.
No, I can't. It's been a long, long time, and I think Bows. It's a 6 points gap between Bows and Rovers. Not even that.
No, 3.
3 points.
3 points, yeah.
So Bows could potentially sort of go join top of the league if they got the 3 points tonight.
Yeah, could do. Yeah.
Where is that game? It's the Dalymount, is it?
Yep. It's the last one in Dalymount before it's.
Oh yeah.
Done up, I think.
Before it's demolished. Fuck me. Interesting. Some some really interesting results around the league as well. Like Sligo Rovers beating Jamrock Rovers in the 94th minute, like unbelievable. And I think Galway, Bows beat Galway. That's a good result for us. Waterford losing, that's a good result for us. Well, it's getting, again, we've said it every week, but it's really, really tight now at the bottom and the top, innit?
Yeah, it is so competitive. Like, there's nothing in it. There really isn't. Like, as I said now, this transfer window now, the 4th of July, it's gonna be good.
Yeah, it'll be very interesting to see what we do. I see Sligo have signed
Kevin Zeffy.
He's been training with them for the last while, and that's a good signing. Well, it could prove to be a good signing, or it could prove to be I don't know what's going wrong with him in his career and all that, but like he was like the sort of golden boy, wasn't he, of Irish football for a while, highly rated.
Yeah, I don't know whatever happened to him over in Italy. Just didn't work out, but he hasn't been with a club since summer, I think.
Really? Yeah, I just don't think it's the type of player Sligo need. I like. They seem to always sign these type of players, don't they? Like,
Yeah, like if you're like a number 10 or a winger,
yeah,
they have the Kiki, but I think he's had his fair share of injuries this year as well.
right. They've Ryan O'Kane and they've sort of all them little sort of tricky little players.
Yeah,
You know, it's
little
like balance.
footballers.
Yeah, it's look. I don't know. Maybe
You have to question though. Like he got let go from Roma in last summer, and they had him on trial before.
right.
Why is no one else picked him up in that nearly a year? Like,
Yeah, you'd wonder what's going on there behind the scenes.
Yeah, like, but you wouldn't know, lads. It could have been a health issue, or it could have been, mental health, or it could have been, there's a million and one reasons why things just weren't going his way, and maybe he just wasn't focused on football, and now he's getting back into it, and they're giving him an opportunity, and yeah, I'm just guessing, obviously, but
Yeah. I know. Exactly. It could be answering, yeah.
yeah, look, he's still only 21, like, so it's not.
Yeah,
Still young, like. But yeah, it'd be interesting to see how he gets on.
he comes across to me as a real John Russell type of player. You never know. You can try and get the best out of him and sort of push him on in his career, I suppose. But look, who gives a shit about Sligo? Just going back to the Waterford game, I suppose, before we wrap it up, what way are we setting up? Obviously, we don't know about Warren Davis, but there's every chance he won't be on the pitch. He won't start that game. Not really sure about the centre half situation either. Whether is Keeley back, or will we bother risking him? If it is, I think it was a groin injury, so that can take a couple of weeks to fully heal. So, what way are we setting up? In your opinion?
I think we still go with the four at the back. I think we start with the four at the back.
Agbaje, Kane, Bulger, Boney and Quinn. The four lads.
Yeah, but assuming then Cooley and Bulger's still injured.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Will Ethan O'Brien start?
I'd say no.
Would you not own?
It might just be a bit too soon from you've got 25 minutes. If even 20 minutes.
He came on in the 74th.
Yeah, so you got about 20 minutes, so it just might be a bit too soon for him to start a game.
Okay.
Especially I think he had a groin tear, I think, or whatever it was, strain.
Okay.
You don't want to put too much pressure on that coming back.
No. So is Ryan Brennan in for another start then?
I'd say so, yeah.
Yeah.
Ryan Kavanagh and Farrell again? Or is Godden, has Godden done enough to maybe warrant a start?
I think we play Godden.
Instead of?
Farrell,
yeah.
Yeah, I think we'll go Ryan, Godden and Kavanagh this week.
Yeah, I'd be happy enough for that then.
Yeah.
And then what are we doing with the front three? Obviously, if we've no Warren, the Louth, Doyle, and
if we've no Warren, he could put Derry in and go Warren and Doyle each side of him. Doyle and Alua each side of him.
Derry getting a fairly rare start, so.
I think Cruz would be more likely to start in that front three than Derry at the minute.
You were saying you didn't reckon a lot on Cruz in the front three playing against Rovers, but it's against Rovers and Taller, innit? It's a different game.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. Yeah. He definitely could be more effective at home against Waterford. Yeah, but look, we don't know. Warren could be fine. So if Warren's playing, he'll play Waterford.
This game, lads, again, I'm not going to go into the cliches, but it's a fucking, as you say, Richie, on a regular basis, this is a 6 pointer. We can't afford to lose to Waterford twice in 2 weeks. No. This is a massive fucking game. We have to get 3 points. A draw's not good enough. 3 points.
No, definitely. What is it at the minute, Owen? Is it 9 points? So clear them at 9, is it?
Yeah, I think so.
You know what I mean? They're going to 12 points.
10 points.
Are we 10 clear of them?
Yeah.
Right. And, oh yeah, sure, they're betting the last minute, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, I mean, you're looking up at a 13-point gap, which is big.
Mm,
It is big, isn't it? But, no, definitely not at home. You can't be drawing at home.
no.
And I know we spoke about this before, like, you've no divine right in this league to win anything, you don't. But I think at home,
Mm.
you're expecting 3 points against the team below you.
Yeah, big time. And again, something we've said before, like Waterford aren't a bad side by any stretch of the imagination. I know there was a lot of hysteria the last time we were bet, like, shouldn't we bet by the likes of them and all that usual bullshit, but they've some decent footballers. And, they are putting it up to teams. There is a marked improvement since your man came in. So it ain't going to be any walk in the park, but you'll take a scrappy fucking 1-0 going in off somebody's arse type of thing. I don't care how we win it, but we need that 3 points going into the break, going in with a bit of positivity. And as you said, we'd be 13 points clear of them, and we'd be looking up rather than looking down. Depending on how some of the other results go, it can kind of bring you closer towards the kind of 5th and 6th place teams. But it's a massive game. And coming out of the Craptown game with a point, there was a bit of positivity towards the end of it because of the second half performance and not losing the game, and that was massive. And this is just as big. So I'd urge everybody to get up to this game, pack this place out, because I know it's not a local derby, but it's as big, if not bigger.
Yeah, and you know what? I think we should have that crowd every week.
Yeah, we should.
We should.
There's been a bit of a dip lately, but obviously we're selling out Friday, but yeah, we're not selling out as many games as we were last year.
No. It was great. It was brilliant atmosphere as it was Friday night.
Yeah, just on that, we were looking at the away shed, and there was a big, huge gap to the left-hand side of it. And I even watched highlights earlier on just to refresh my memory on the game. There was a massive, big gap towards the left. That's not, I don't think I've ever seen that before with a Dundalk away crowd.
No.
Yeah, they sold out their allocation, but I don't know what it was. It looked like it was reduced then, if that's the case.
Yeah, somebody said that to me, alright, the other night. It was reduced tickets for them.
Why is that?
Don't know. Doesn't make sense. Because yeah. But for me, it was probably there was no reason why all season ticket holders should have been offered a ticket. So I don't see the benefit of reducing the ticket sales. That doesn't make sense.
Do you think it might have been something to do with the trouble or some sort of security thing? Or?
Yeah, maybe a few that older, maybe season ticket holders didn't fancy the trip in.
Yeah, but as you said, they did sell out their allocation. Even looking at the sort of main stand, you'd normally see the stand, one row of the stand would be away fans, but I could just see Claret and Blue jerseys in there. I didn't see any Dundalk people even in the main stand.
Right, okay.
There might have been some, but there was definitely feck all.
Yeah.
You usually notice the away crowd in the stand, but yeah, I didn't notice anything.
No, and because I found that interesting. So I was having a good look and trying to spot. You could definitely see people in Drogheda jerseys where you'd normally see away fans, but yeah, I don't know. It was a strange one. But look, that's neither here nor there, I suppose. So yeah, lads, I suppose we'll get some predictions for Friday night, and then we'll move on. Start with you, Owen.
I'll say we'll win 2-0.
2-0. Happy days. Richie?
Yeah, it's a must win. I want to go a 1-0 win.
Yeah, I'm thinking more or less the same, a 1-0 win, and I don't care how fucking scrappy it is.
No, we just have to win. We have to win.
Yeah, we have to win, and as I said, get the 3 points under the belt and then take a nice break and go into that break with a bit of positivity around us and look at bringing in these couple of more players, and that'll be very, very interesting. I'm sure we'll talk about that a bit more next week, but it'll be nice to go into the break celebrating 3 points.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm actually looking forward to the break myself.
Yeah, I am. It hasn't been very enjoyable lately, has it?
No, it's hard work. I was just even talking to a few lads coming out around and I'm like, you be exhausted, don't you, watching them?
You do.
It's hard work.
Yeah, but see then on the Friday when we've no games in Jesus, I wish it was at a match.
I know. It's always the way.
Yeah. And you know what? I don't mind a 2-week break. I can deal with 2 weeks.
Yeah,
It's only one Friday and not at a match really, like, so it's could be worse.
not that big of a deal, really. Yeah, that's fair. What was I going to say? Is there anything else in and around the club, lads, you want to comment on, or anything, any news or anything?
No, haven't heard anything.
No, me neither.
No.
No gossip.
No gossip, not yet.
Yeah, well, that's always a good thing. Just to say, finish on a positive. I thought the overall atmosphere and in the new bar and all that the other night before the Dundalk game was absolutely brilliant. The place was packed from 7 o'clock. Like,
Yeah. Do you know what? I was actually surprised. I seen you two walking in early. I said, Jesus Christ. Like, you usually walk in, so you're around 25 to 8, you
yeah.
you're walking into the bar at 7 o'clock.
We were in Waters and we said, right, come on, we go up and we'll soak in a bit of the atmosphere and all that. 'Cause I knew the TV cameras and everything were above, and just nice. Stood out in the sun, having a few points in the ground, like, it's class. I love it.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, it is good. Yeah, like, I'd be the opposite of you. I leave my house at 5 o'clock, so doing on a Friday.
Jesus, wept. I know you live out the road, but for fuck's sake.
I wanted to come out the road, but like, we were laughing the other night and said, this game's not on until 8 o'clock, lads, and we've 3 hours to kill here.
Where did you go?
Joe's.
You walk.
No, I didn't walk. No, we just, we always go to Joe's for every Friday, every home match. So we just chilled around there for a while, and then we were over nice and early, and we soaked up the atmosphere as well. It was good. Just chilling away with lads on the ground.
You were hanging around in Yellow Battle for 2 hours before you went over.
What's wrong with Yellow Battle, was not?
I know, it's fucking around the corner from your house.
I was eating chips while I was.
They must have some bag of chips, Richie.
The best in the town. The best in the town. Yeah. Well, look, it was, as you said, it was a good atmosphere. It was even before the match.
Yeah.
It was good, so it was enjoyable.
Yeah, and we need to give a shout out to the two old age pensioners who were caught on camera giving the finger to Dundalk players. You're a bit long in the tooth for that, lads.
It was deadly photo, wasn't it?
Fucking hell. Dave Whelan, Tony Stringer. Yeah. A bad example for the children that were stood around them.
Yeah, and you know what? The proper anger in the two of them as well.
Yeah, some things never changed.
Yeah, it was good.
Fair play.
Yeah.
If you can't lose the rag at a local derby, when can you, like?
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, 90-minute bigot.
Brilliant.
Classic. Right, chaps, we'll leave it there and hopefully see both of you on Friday for Waterford. Take a handy.
Yeah, see us Friday night, boys.
Right,
Yeah, see you, bro.
See you in the beer garden, Boga.
Yeah, see you then.
Good man. All right, cheers.
And the fishermen come, and the fishermen go, and the water gets dirty all the time.